natural hoof care, but natural hoof care is not just the frequency of a trim and the type of trim. It's a part of it. A diet is a big part of it, and that's the main problems I run into. So I wanted to show, and I'm always offering my customers to come and see for themselves what I feed and see how my horses are. There none of them lacking any weight or anything, and so I wanted to show what I do for feeding. Basically, I have this little coffee can, but I fill it up just a little over half full. You can see it's only digestion begins in the mouth. The reason I don't buy crimped or rolled oats, I want them to chew this stuff up. That's where the digestion begins. I don't want any colic problems with my horses. And then I have a little. This is not coffee. This is what I use as a container, but I give them just a little bit of a mineral supplement. This is called Go Strong, made by ADM Alliance. That I care for to give them their minerals here in case I don't get they don't have enough of it in the grazing of this pasture. So I'll put a scoop of that in there in this bucket, and then I'll get what I can get in my hand of alfalfa cubes, and that's what they get once a day. I never feed more than once a day. This is not much more than just to give them their minerals and to get them coming up every day where I can handle them. That's part of the training of it, just to handle them every day and tie them up every day. They can eat separate, so no one is gorging his food to get it. So we can be sure and get one before the higher in the pecking order comes along and robs him of it. They can take their time because they're tied, and they what they have is just theirs. And I can also regulate. If there's one that's getting a little heavier, I can give him a little less. If there's one that's a little thinner, I can give that one a little more of the oats. But more or less, this is not a huge feeding program. The hay and the pasture is of more importance. So this is something I want to stress very highly of. You run upon a lot of problems because of people's, what they read and what they think they understand about feeding, and it's become a big problem. And the benefit of natural hoof care is as much as you can go away from all these what we think we should do with horses. Another thing is I feed on the ground. But the importance of feeding on the ground, horses are meant to eat that low, and when people feed up high, if you talk to an equine dental professional, they will explain about the problems they can cause in their jaws, the hinge and everything of their mandibles and the whole their mouth and stuff. The problems it can cause by eating up that way. They're not meant to eat that way. So I like to do everything as natural as I can, and when I do put out hay, I go out in the pasture and scatter my hay, and then I always change on a daily basis. I change where I'm scattering that out, so they're not eating hay where they pooped this morning or yesterday or something like that. So it's able to try to mimic whether you have 2 acres or 20 acres or 100 acres. I try to mimic what's most natural for them, and they don't waste any. You can go anywhere I've got hay put out, where I put out hay. You never see where any's wasted. It's scattered out, so they more or less walk and graze and everything, and they clean it up. So that's what I want to say about the feed.